many of you watching this are not completing a full backswing. The golf swing stops here and then applies as much power as possible, plowing down into impact. In this video, we're going to look at ways of how you can extend the backswing to something approaching full, but also how you can develop more power if you can't get that extra rotation. So the first question is why? Why you are not subscribed to the Swing Quest channel. Over half of you watching this have not hit that button. And as we march towards 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I would love to have you part of the community, get access to all these free videos, no charge for you, but hopefully they will improve your game. But the first real question is why the backswing may be so short and the issues that that might be causing. For most golfers, and this is something so important that you need to take into account, a short backswing often has very little to do with the upper body rotation. I have lost track of the amount of lessons given over the years to amateurs who cannot complete a full backswing. And on closer examination, it usually has more to do with what is happening with the lower body and the fact that this is rotating. The trail hip needs to turn in the backswing. Now, it became quite fashionable a few years ago and is still thought of today as something as desirable to restrict the hip turn during the backswing. Now, for golfers with a lot of flexibility, having a bit of restriction in the hips in the backswing could be useful, but for most golfers watching this, it is not desirable. The chances are, if you're watching this, you will probably need more hip rotation during the backswing. So to give an example, I here have two alignment sticks. I've slid one of the alignment sticks through my front belt buckles here, and I'm going to place the second across my shoulders. If I try and rotate away with my shoulders and I restrict my hip turn, you can see here, I can't really get very far. But the more I allow those hips to rotate, the more I can also rotate my upper body and complete a full backswing turn. At the very least, in the hips, you want to be seeing a 45-degree turn on the way back. And even if you have a little bit more, I'm not completely against that. Generally, the benefits will outweigh any negatives that you may encounter. So I've been hitting some shots here. The pin is 170 yards away pretty much. It's 14 feet downhill. I've got an A-tine. Now this is quite a strong lofted A-tine, but I'll try and show you what a difference this backswing turn can make. So I'm just gonna have half a swing. So left arm getting pretty much parallel to the ground, restricting the amount of hip turn that I have. I shanked it. Well, that's not a good start. Yeah, take two. It's a bit pulley, but we'll get a carry distance on here. So 140. Now, I wasn't trying to trick that up. I was just a nice normal half swing with a restricted turn. Now, I'm just going to allow that right hip, my trail hip, to rotate much, much more, and then just allow my backswing to continue. I'm not actively going to be lifting this arm massively up. I'm not going to try and trick you on this one. I'm just going to rotate my right hip more and allow my upper body to get further along in its ride. So look at carry on here. So that was 169 carry. Now, what it does, what it allows, if you rotate the hip more and you move the upper body more in the backswing as well, it allows you to build up potential energy. The amount of power that you can deliver from here is going to be more than you can deliver from here. But what if you can't get more turn? What if there is a restriction that's stopping you? How can you get more power from the short position? So first of all, in a short swing, what are the power sources that can be ramped up? How can you develop more speed? The first place to look is something called levers. Now, levers within a golf swing is anything that hinges. It's anything which stores potential power. The most classic example of this, and the easiest one to visualize, is what happens with the wrists. They go from a relatively extended position here to hinging on the backswing. So we have pretty much a 90-degree angle between the shaft and the left arm. Most golfers, even the ones I've coached with restrictions, can get this lead arm, this left arm if you're a right-hander, to about parallel with the ground. A very quick example and something that you can try even if you're watching at home now and you fancy jumping up and whipping out an 8-iron. Please watch out for your chandeliers. Is just get yourself set up in your golf posture and take the club straight back with nice straight wrists until the left arm and the shaft are pretty much parallel to the ground. Now try and swing through as fast as you can into this position here. Now do exactly the same drill, but as you get to left arm parallel, hinge the wrists and repeat the process. And you will find that the ability of unhinging that lever, this is a power generation movement. And it's a lot easier to generate power like this than it is like this. So I don't think I'm going to be able to hit this quite as far, but let's just try and hinge those wrists and unhinge coming through. That's a pretty crisp strike. Mr. Bunker, get wrong! I'm a good chipper. If you are a golfer that does have restricted movement on the backswing, it's possible that you could also have restriction moving through. If there is a problem with your back, if it's something muscular, then whatever's restricting you going this way could be restricting you going that way. So if you do have the ability to work with a physio, to do the exercises to try and get you looser, obviously I would recommend that. And obviously I would consult a doctor if you are in pain. However, if you can get to this position of the hinge wrist, that straight lead arm, you should also be able to get to about here. And you should be able to repeat the process. So we have a 90-degree angle here. We can turn through and repeat that 90-degree angle there. So that is going from a hinged position to an extended to a hinged. This will allow you to generate that power. Also, as you're coming through the ball, for an extra oomph, we can try and extend those arms towards the target and transfer through towards where you want the ball to go. So an extension down towards the target, it's pretty simple. Hinge, use the lever, extend. Use those arms moving down towards the target of a hinge and extend. That will allow you to pick up speed naturally as you try and move down toward your target. If this can be combined with the natural hitting motion of transferring your weight back and then through, that's going to enable you to get the most out of this limited action. Mick, I don't want to sound too confident. I think I might just found my swing.
What, the hinge and hinge?
Yeah. When I talk about that natural hitting motion, what I mean is in all sports, there's a wind up and a transfer of energy down towards the target. And this is what we're doing. We're hinging and we're transferring the energy down towards the target. So you can get that extra little bit of speed. You can try and get the most possible out of this short backswing. I think this is it. I think I'm done. I think, what am I even doing with a normal swing? If you're at home, you're watching this, and you are struggling, seemingly, with a short swing, just follow these tips. You don't need a full backswing. Who knew? You know what else I know? Check out these other Swing Quest videos here to continue your improvement in this wonderful game while I grind here for another hour and get this swing melded in.